I'm going to begin by reading a statement. And this statement was issued on October 26, 2020. It's titled, CSOs Go to Supreme Court Over Auditor General Daniel Domelevo's Forced Leave. I'm reading from the CDD Ghana website. It says the undersigned civil society organizations, CSOs, represented by our lawyers, have today, Monday the 26th of October 2020, filed a writ at the Supreme Court challenging the June 29, 2020 directive of the President that has sent the Auditor General, Mr. Daniel Domelevo, on involuntary leave since Wednesday, 1st July 2020. The President has appointed Mr. Johnson Akufo-Addo, an officer of the Auditor's Audit Service, to act as Auditor General during the 167 working days that the Auditor General is supposed to be away on forced leave. It will be recalled that on the 7th of July 2020, a coalition of CSOs called a press conference in response to the President's action and issued an appeal to the President to rescind his directive to the Auditor General. The coalition of CSOs, which included the undersigned organizations, expressed grave concern over the constitutional and governance implications of the President's action. Both the International Organization of Supreme Audit Institutions, INTOSAI, and the English-speaking section of the African Organization of Supreme Audit Institutions, AFROSAI-E, also implored the President to reconsider his decision. We indicated at the July 7 press conference that we would consider recourse to legal action to defend the Constitution and the independence of the Auditor General should it become necessary. We had hoped that the President would reconsider his decision in light of the deleterious effect of his action on public accountability and the fight against waste and corruption in the management of public finances. Unfortunately, that has not happened. Instead, certain developments since the Auditor General was forced to leave his office have only gone to worsen the situation, leaving us with no option but to seek the intervention of the courts. It is our fervent hope that through this legal action, we can safeguard the independence of the office of the Auditor General and all independent constitutional offices established under the Constitution of the Fourth Republic, so that they can discharge their lawful mandates effectively without fear or favor, and thereby play their respective part in our collective effort to build and strengthen the pillars of constitutionalism, checks and balances, and accountability in Ghana. And the CSOs are: 1. The Ghana Center for Democratic Development, CDD Ghana, Ghana Integrity Initiative, GII, Citizen Ghana Movement, Africa Center for Energy Policy, ACEP, Parliamentary Network Africa, Pemples Bites, Media Foundation for West Africa, MFWA, Send Ghana, and One Ghana Movement. Signed. Thank you very much. Now, let's begin with the lawyer who was leading the onslaught in court. Martin Kpebu, thank you very much for your time. Hello, Martin.
Yeah. Yes. Hi, Sam. Good morning.
Good morning. Great. Great to have you. Congratulations for a good job done. But citizens are asking very critical questions. Your reliefs that you were seeking from the courts included to prevent the President from doing what he had done, so that Daniel Domelevo will not be on forced leave, not to talk about continuing to constitute a removal from office or retirement. So, did you get what you sought?
We didn't get all, and when I say we didn't get, you are inclusive. You are part of the legal team. So his lawyer is Ankuma, Professor Prempe, Dr. Kojo Asante, both of CDD, Kofi Bento, Nick Opoku, etc., Corey and Co. So all of us inclusive. We didn't get all, but you know, like we say, from the Bible to our culture, half a loaf is better than none. And look, I must say, Sam, this particular brief was such a difficult one. I was really scared that we're going to lose the case, right? Because you know that this is a frontal attack, really, really frontal, a real frontal attack on the president's, his governance system and everything. So I thought we were not going to, win. But the Supreme Court has shown that, yes, they really have, excuse my French, the balls to do it. So on this occasion, we allowed the Supreme Court, we will commend them for a job well done. And earlier in the day, I'll say that Justice Doche had referred to our calling them unanimous FC. That name is rich them, they know it. So when he was doing Sremsai's case, a case in which you are even one of the plaintiffs, right? The COVID restrictions case.
Please stop exposing me.
you are one of the plaintiffs, right? You are Professor Tia. So in your case, the COVID restrictions case, when he finished, then he told Sremsai, so today when you go out there, I'm sure you are not going to call us unanimous FC in a derogatory manner. Yes, that's what Justice Doche said. And it was good. I was happy that, they refer to it. People have criticized, and they are saying that, look, we can take criticism, okay? We like it because it helps the way.
Yeah, people like you, people like the names you have mentioned, Ace and Kuma, they don't hit the court without faith, beyond faith, without being convinced on the points of law they are making. So I don't know why you seem to suggest that you were not too sure. But the point is, Ghanaians are asking, now what? Domelevo has long been asked through extrajudicial means. The Supreme Court said the president erred. How many years after the fact? So what?
Oh, Sam, yeah. This one there, you've caught me. I thought, I'd given my promise that I was not going to talk about the case frontally, except to laud the actions of the CSO, CDD, Ghana Integrity Initiative, One Ghana Movement, all the other organizations coming together. I thought I was going to limit myself so that I would let other lawyers talk about the merits, so that today I'm like some magnanimity.
Okay, so I've asked you a specific question, answer it. And I am clearly aware that one of the judges said you shouldn't go to the media and comment about it. I don't think there's a constitutional basis for that kind of order to you. It's a void order to you. It's your discretion to do what you have to do. The court is functus officio after it has given its judgment. And in fact, when you are commenting and you are not commenting contemptuously, you are exercising your constitutional right, and nobody can take that away from you, my friend.
Oh, Sam, you're a strong man. Yeah. So middle of the road, yes, the Supreme Court has done a good job on this occasion. So, I'm just so overwhelmed by what they've done. Yeah, so if we say so what, and we are grateful to their lordships, okay? So I'll do middle of the road. Yes, you see that going forward, the decision is landmark because it's beginning to chart a new path. Because you know that, Sam, by this one decision, we can't just say, so what? There are 7 constitutional, independent constitutional bodies, right, in the Constitution. So with this decision on the Auditor General, it means that impliedly it's going to affect all the other 6. So if we mention, so we are looking at, apart from the Auditor General, we have the Judicial Service, we have the Lands Commission, Almighty EC, the National Media Commission, BOG that couldn't hold that was spineless, and last year, financed the government with about $40 billion, which helped to spike inflation. So this decision too will help BOG in its independence. You can check the IMF report where the IMF berated the BOG for its weakness. It couldn't hold its own against the government. So this is a decision that will help. So it means that we are helping to cut back on the autocratic, tendencies of our presidents. Because that's always been the bane of our democracy, that we've given too much power to an executive president under Article 58 and Article 57. I know that's largely to blame for a lot of our problems because, this Constitution was made from my understanding, Professor Hoy and Co., to appease J.J. Rawlings. So as soon as J.J. Rawlings was out of the picture, we were to take steps to do a new constitution, because that's what I believe what is being said, that it was basically to appease him. So you see a lot of the powers going to the president. So if Rawlings was no longer in power, there was a need. And I'm sure that's why Professor Mills took the initiative to do constitutional review. Okay. And what have we done with it? So whatever it is, this Supreme Court decision is a landmark decision, is going to reshape our constitution to check the executive president.
My last question to you before you take a breather and then I go around and come, because we have to come back to you later, is a question that members of the public are asking. Are they justified in asking that question? That one of the grounds for removing the president from office is that he has breached the Constitution. In this situation, is there consequence? Has he breached the Constitution, and is there a consequence that should flow from it?
Sam, this is an ambush question. I wish I'd been given this question maybe 24 hours.
It's all over on social media. You should have seen it. And known that I will ask it.
Breach of the Constitution. You know, because I come from the background of having held a full demonstration last year calling on President Akufo-Addo to resign, you can imagine that straight away my biases would be to say yes. But on the other hand, too, I think this is not the first time, a certain government or a certain president has lost, and this one, yes, is the certain president who has lost a case in court. So quickly, my mind goes to the 31st December case. President Rawlings used government funds to celebrate 31st December for quite a number of years, right? And so when the Supreme Court held in this MPP versus Attorney General, that's the 31st December case, that the use of public funds to celebrate the 31st December coup was unconstitutional, I don't think there was much of any argument that Rawlings then had to be impeached. Okay. I'm not saying it is right, but I'm just saying that, so that's why I said this kind of question, I need some time to reflect.
All right. Okay, hold on and take a breather for us.
Let me also mention something.
Yeah.
Let me mention, I think also that how about the argument that constitutional decisions usually take a prospective effect. So this interpretation takes effect from the 31st of May. So I don't know if we can use it to apply.
Well, the man on the street, and I'm coming to Innes of Sin to begin with.